Hey folks, just a quick note up top. There is some weird stuff from my half of this recording. There's occasionally some ripple sounds. I've tried to mitigate it as much as possible, so hope you are able to enjoy despite that. Also, from the fact check files, we discuss Abe Vigoda later. He is, in fact, the guy in the fish thing that we talk about.
Welcome to Dissecting the 80s. I am one half of the mega podcasting powers, Trip Lano. With me, as always, you know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of them all, the Macho Mandrew?
Andrew Lano.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year from us at Dissecting the 80s to you.
Merry Christmas, everyone. God bless us, everyone.
I had a really straight. I don't like to turn this into like the Trip's personal life hour, but this is a short anecdote. I was at the store the other day picking up a birthday card for a friend, and there was these two ladies getting cards on the other side of the aisle, and then one of them very pointedly, after their interaction, they were clearly strangers but talking to each other, was like, "Hey, it was nice to meet you. Merry Christmas." And no, not Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas. And I rolled my eyes so hard on the other side of the aisle, I think she heard me, because I just was like so disgusted. So
I live my life in a state of Liz Lemon eye roll.
like I just could, that lady, just too much for me. But
you can just say Merry Christmas and leave it at that.
Right, you don't have to, like, not everything you do needs to be a statement. Why don't you tell them who we are?
We are Dissecting the 80s, a fortnightly podcast discussing the pop culture of our favorite decade, the 1980s. Be it a movie, a TV show, cultural icon, or a pay-per-view event.
You can find more of us at facebook.com/dissectingthe80s.
Instagram.com/dissectingthe80s or dissecting the 80s on the app.
Twitter.com/dissectomania and dissectingthe80s.com, which has everything you'd ever want to know about us, the show, and how to get in touch with us, all that fun stuff. Additionally,
probably way more than you need to know.
Oh, way more than anyone would ever need to know. Additionally, I'd like to say we are still holding our promotion. If you review the show, we will read it on the air. So head on over to the iTunes review section, give us a review, and maybe you'll hear it on the air in a week or two. Beyond that, tell two friends about the show. If you like it, if you hate it, whatever, we just love, if you tell two friends. We want to be the pyramid scheme of podcasts. To celebrate Christmas, we hung out with our friend Sam Elliott and
America's sweetheart, Sam Elliott.
And a reindeer. You know what that means.
We gotta go back, Marty. We gotta go dissect the 80s. It's your reindeer, Marty. Something's gotta be done about your reindeer.
When the mega powers explode.
I'm talking about the 80s. Oh, yeah.
Great Scott!
Cream of the crop. Oh, yeah.
Mega powers, yeah!
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
So this week's choice was a 1989 film called Prancer that I chose only because Sam Elliott was in it, and I wanted an excuse to watch him on screen. I regret every decision in my life that led me to thinking that was a good choice.
I regret your choices. I hate it so much.
So it sounds like you actually hated this quite a bit more than me,
as
far as that goes. I didn't. We're doing that at the top of the show instead of the bottom, but it is a weird movie to be a kid's movie for sure. It's very, very adult and very dark. And
well, also I hate her. Like the little girl that carries the picture, I hate her.
All right, so let's have that conversation first. I kind of felt guilty in working through this, writing down notes about this, because it's the second week in a row we've done a movie that stars a child, and I got to thinking that maybe we sound like bullies when we're making fun of children. So I have to say that the majority of issue I have with this movie is with the actions of the character, and frankly the other movie too, Battle for Endor.
But also, child actors aren't really children.
Well, this one
in our defense,
neither of the two that we're talking about acted again, so it's not like you're talking about a crazy stage mom. They never did another project after this.
Well, no, Prancer Earl does.
She's like a producer and stuff.
She makes documentaries with her husband.
Yeah, but she's not an actress.
I think she's in them.
But she's not an actress. They're documentaries. It's like a subject she's passionate about, and she knows enough to be an expert.
Yeah, she's apparently very keen on the oil crisis.
Yeah. Well,
like very, very keen.
I'm glad you also did your research because I wanted to talk about that stuff as well. But so I do want to say that the majority of my issues when I'm talking about, like, that's a dumb thing to do, I just want to clarify that I'm talking about the actions of the character. What I'm criticizing there and making fun of is the writing of the movie that we're watching. And it's not necessarily, the 8-year-old who's tasked with making that seem realistic. Just
9 times out of 10, I agree.
Yeah.
So, but there is one times out of 10 that I might be talking about the actual little girl.
Which is fine. If you want to be a bully and bully small children, you're totally fine. I just wanted
learn them young.
I just wanted to be, because I had this thought. So I got bored about 3/4 of the way through this, and I started looking up.
But that's that. It took that long.
So I watched the movie in an hour-long chunk and then a half-hour-long chunk. So it was like a Law and Order and then a Parks and Rec. Like it was that kind of segmentation. And in the first chunk, I got my mind started to wander about 3/4 of the way, about 45 minutes to an hour into the movie. I started looking stuff up, and I came to a thought that I hadn't had before. That, do you think for someone like the actress in this movie, watching this is as awkward as when we sometimes watch our old family videos?
I have to imagine there's a level of awkwardness.
Because we are one of those families where pretty much everything we ever did is captured for posterity. We are our family vacations, Christmas.
And I didn't realize how weird that was until I would say to my friends, like, oh, we were watching Christmas last night. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, we were watching Christmas 2002, I think. And they're like, what do you, like, Christmas what? And I was like my family's Christmas, like opening the presents. We watched that.
Yeah, we have Christmas Eve and Christmas Day for every year of our lives. We have most of our vacations. So a good chunk of, ages birth to 20 or so, well, I guess, no, a good chunk of our lives, period, is captured for posterity. And so, Andrew in particular here is singling you out. One of the Disney vacation videos starts with you doing the Macarena because it happened to be your favorite thing when you were 6 or whatever age you were then, or 4.
I think I was 4.
Yeah,
it was 96.
Yeah,
I was 4.
So the beginning of our vacation video is Andrew Dad doing
in our kitchen.
Yeah, Dad,
our home kitchen.
Dad interviewing Andrew like a documentarian and talking to him and being like, all right, talk to me, tell me where we're going, what are you excited about, whatever. And Andrew's like going through and talking about the stuff we have to bring on vacation and whatever. And it's fun and silly, and at this age you're probably not embarrassed by it, but there's definitely a point in your life where you're like, oh my God, like this is terrifying.
There's a level of embarrassment. Like I would show my close friends, but I don't think I would show like not close friends.
So when we do our live show, that shouldn't be in the pre-roll.
No, that is not in the B-roll.
All right. Well, we'll see. I do have a copy. Maybe it'll be maybe I'll tag that at the end of this episode, just the audio.
Oh my, no, because it doesn't because mostly it's just moving. It's a visual gag.
Yeah, but you talk a lot, so maybe it's the two.
Oh, God.
But I'm saying, so I had the thought of like, that's kind of embarrassing for us as people. And I was wondering, for this girl who's not an actress anymore, she's still involved in film, obviously, but is she like super duper embarrassed to be watching her 6-year-old self running around? Because I 6-year-old Trip and 6-year-old Andrew were not asked to carry a narrative film, and it's still kind of embarrassing. It was mostly just like, hey, do a thing you like. And we were like, all right, how about this? And she's been told like, all right, you have to carry this entire movie. So good luck to you.
I don't know. I feel like it would be more embarrassing for someone who was still an actor.
Yeah, I guess that's a possibility for sure. But it was just a thought I had, watching this. I'm going, oh, this poor girl. I wonder if she's super duper embarrassed. So anyway, let's get into this dumb movie. It starts off with children in a classroom and they're singing.
And their sassy ass teacher.
Yeah, she is a picture of glory and grace. She's got these Coke bottle frames on, a big old chunky sweater.
She got the glasses chain.
Yes, and her hair is roughly the size of maybe a beach ball.
It looks like she stuck her head in a cotton candy machine.
I mean, it's big hair. That's what this movie is really about. Big hair, awkward clothes, and giant glasses. Because even the children have like oversized, ridiculous frames. They're barely.
Oh yeah.
It looks like the Sadness from Inside Out with the big chunky frames on such a
that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, all of the kids have these terrible things, and we get right into longtime friend of the show, Lex.
Johnny Galecki?
Well, Johnny Galecki. Oh. Johnny Galecki, no, he is, I guess, possibly a friend of the show in the future.
I love Johnny Galecki. He popped up, and I was like, hey, what are you doing here?
But
don't you know what you're going to be in about 25 years?
A jillionaire for saying really cheesy nerd lines on television?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And making out with Kaylee Cuoco?
Yeah, I mean, there are worse lives. No, what I think the most surprising to me was, hey, that's Lex from Jurassic Park. And who the hell thought this was okay to be her hair?
Seriously.
It's a super Kate Gosselin. Crazy
kind
up
of
in the front, and then in the back is mullet. So it's like a super mullet, basically.
She's got this like wispy, crispy fried bangs. Like extra crispy.
Yeah, floating up over her hairline in the front, and then the back is down to her shoulders. And look, again, I'm not making fun of the kid. I'm making fun of the fact that the person who did hair and makeup in this movie looked at that and was like, yep, good to go. And then a director was like, perfect, go.
But that's also probably a victim of the time period.
Oh, absolutely. But it's like a mom haircut. It's not a kid haircut.
Yeah, I guess.
Kids are not supposed to be having trendy haircuts. They're supposed to just have dumb haircuts. That's the point. Just plain haircuts, not dumb haircuts.
There we go.
Anyway, so they're singing.
I hate children singing.
You are a monster.
I just mean like in movies. If I know I'm going to like a children's chorus or whatever, that's different. But children singing in movies is the worst thing in the world. Because they do it on purpose in a way where like, okay, you three kids are going to sing half a second later than everyone else, and you guys are going to sing a little early, so it sounds a little disjointed, and it's like when moms write the letter R backwards when they sign their kid's name on a card.
Right. So do you think it's the same thing? It's all intentional? It's not just bad?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay, interesting. I've never thought of it that way, but I guess that does make sense that they want it to sound like a children's chorus. But
when a real children's chorus sounds amazing.
So they just have this scene in there to single out the little girl as a bad singer, which is kind of mean. Like this,
it was more that she was too loud,
but loud and not good, off key, warbly, and bad. Because if she was, she was that little girl from School of Rock who does the big solo at the end. I can't remember her name.
I can't either. That movie was 10 years old. I don't know.
But if she's that girl who gets up there and it's just like, Mariah Carey and her way through a song, no one gives one crap if she's loud. It's only because she's terrible. So already I'm like, this poor girl, like all she wants to do is belt out songs to her little heart's content. She just wants to figgy pudding. That's all.
She just wants to figgy pudding.
Yeah, that's all. So we get out of the classroom. Jesse and Lex from Jurassic Park are walking down the street.
Well, no, they have the pageant.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We go right into the pageant. Yeah. There is no
to the pageant.
foreplay.
Yeah. Go for it. Take it.
So they're doing their pageant. They're dressed. They have like children's pageant costumes on. Jessie is singing full voice, much to the side eye of her teacher.
Not sotto voce.
It's amazing. The side eye from that teacher is beautiful.
She's not happy.
Like, I thought I told you not to do that.
We're told to keep it down.
And so they're all singing on stage. They have lit candles, which just seems like a safety hazard.
Oh, for sure it does.
The little snow machine they have, which is when they do it's like a kind of when you take a military cot or a field stretcher,
right?
And you bring the poles close together so it creates a dip, and you kind of you shimmy it to make snow fall out of it.
Yeah.
And one side falls, and they just get blanketed in snow, and everybody laughs.
they get straight up dumped off.
Mm-hmm. So all the kids go to the audience to say hi to their parents. She got no one there, so she starts tapping on the moon and like being a weirdo.
It's bizarre. It's so strange. She just starts poking at this moon model for no reason. But this is what I don't quite understand. It's the Christmas pageant, right? Mm-hmm. So it's presumably right around Christmas break happening.
Yeah.
Why is it at 2 p.m?
Because they're little kids, I guess?
Yeah, but they're not like little kids. It's not like a preschool. Like, presumably they're in school for a full day at this point. Why do they not have it in the evening or something so the parents who work can come to it?
Well, apparently every parent could come to it except for Sam Elliott.
He has a farm to tend to.
That is the bout that I got, was that every parent except for Sam Elliott was there.
He needs to take a long time to negotiate a tractor deal and then say no thank you at the end because he has no money.
He also has to put apples in a machine.
Yeah, he has work to do. He can't just be sitting at a child's pageant listening to kids singing off-key and badly. He's got things to do. He's an important man.
So then they're going home. Now they're walking home.
Right. This movie, by the way, we find out then, produced by Raffaella De Laurentiis, who is the daughter of Dino De Laurentiis. Well, I'll get to Giada, but she is the daughter of Dino De Laurentiis, who is the producer of longtime favorite of this particular program, Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She is the daughter of Dino and the aunt of Giada.
Oh, look at that.
I believe Giada's relation to Dino is like great granddaughter or something, great niece, something like that. So she's connected, but not directly. So the townspeople are putting up Santa and his plastic reindeer across Main Street, and wouldn't you know it, Prancer falls apart and crashes to Earth.
No, one of the reindeer falls, and she decides that it's Prancer.
Well, to be fair, when you see a depiction of Santa's reindeer, they're generally put up in order.
I mean, yeah, but I never think about that.
You don't love Christmas like this girl does. Because she, as we find out later, loves Christmas, like psychotically loves Christmas in a way that's
I had a note for later. I'm gonna say it now.
Okay.
This film is a film score away from being a Darren Aronofsky psychological thriller.
What makes you say that?
That this little girl could be Nina in Black Swan.
I haven't seen it.
Just like losing her mind.
Oh, like a descent into madness thing.
Yeah, like she is obsessed with Christmas, losing her mind.
No, absolutely she does. I mean, so let's just get into the thing. So the reason this movie is so dark is because this girl's lost her mother. It's never established when she lost her mother, but it feels recent-ish. It feels like not 5 years ago.
I would say more recent than 5, older than 1.
It feels like this is the first Christmas without mom, to me. Because the way everyone's acting feels like first Christmas without mom. Like, the kids don't really know what they're doing. Sam doesn't know what he's doing, and he's obviously got no money because he's a dirt farmer. And so he's a moisture farmer,
like Uncle Owen.
But, like, he is struggling, and that's fine. Like, it's totally it's totally reasonable, a reasonable depiction of a family with Christmas time and stuff. But I don't quite get how we're supposed to figure out how long ago mom passed, because she definitely passed a while ago, but not, so it's fresh. It's fresh enough that it's awkward. And so this little girl is clearly trying to recapture some of the magic she had when her mom was alive. And at every turn, people are like, Christmas is fake and God isn't real. I thought that was what you were going to say, that like this is a couple of quick edits away from being a really overt Christian film.
I mean, it could be that too, but I'm more concerned that this little girl who like we have a 6-year-old niece, not niece, she's a cousin.
She's a she's a cousin.
She's a cousin once removed or something like that. I say niece because it's easier. Yeah. It's just easier. And she's 6, and this is behavior that I would expect from her.
Right.
A 6-year-old. This little girl is supposed to be 8, and I think looks 9 or 10.
Probably right.
So I think she is way too old to be so adamant about Santa's existence.
Yeah, I mean, I believe for like way too long, so I'll cut her some slack there.
Well, I was talking, Mom was like, well, maybe it's like the end of her believing. And I was like, Mom, it's not a cliff. Like, you don't just like drop. It's not like Santa is real. No, it's not.
That's how it happened for me.
Well, that's because someone revealed that to you.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
I thought someone told you. So I thought like someone's kid, one of Mom's friends' kids, was like, "Well, Santa's not real."
Well, that happens eventually to a lot of kids, but I don't think it's like a slow descent. I think at some point you're just like, "Well, that doesn't make sense," and then you stop letting the answers be okay.
Yeah, I remember being like, "Well, how does he do that?" Okay.
Yeah, and then
how does he do that part?
Yeah,
and like each year was like,
you start to know, and then you get to where you just don't believe it anymore, but. This girl clings to it with grim death. She's clinging to this like, you'll pry Santa away from my cold dead fingers.
It's like
really
it's like with bloody bloody nailless fingers. She's holding on to Christmas.
And it just makes everything really uncomfortable because people in the town we'll get there, I guess, but like the people in the town react in a way that's bizarre.
As though she's dying.
Yeah, they treat her like the way a town rallies after a child with a terrible disease and gets together and helps the family out. It's that kind of thing. It's really weird.
Yeah.
So anyway, she decides this fallen reindeer is Prancer, and
it's a plastic reindeer that's shattered. A car runs over it and keeps going.
Yeah, does not care. Disregard for reindeer life.
Well, she's also walking in the middle of the street, and Lex from Jurassic Park is like, "Get out of the street!" And she keeps going, "No, hang on!" And like every time she gets interrupted, she has to restart over naming the reindeer. And I'm like, "You're 8. It's not impressive that you know the story of The Night Before Christmas."
She really does try like 3 times to get it out. It's so weird.
And Lex keeps being like, "Stop standing in the middle of the road. There's a car coming."
There's 3 different scenes in this movie where this girl is trying to complete her line and she gets interrupted and starts over. And I genuinely couldn't tell if it was written that way or
she just was doing
or it was
that.
a mistake. And I just was very confused. But this is certainly the most memorable one because she Dasher, Dancer, Dasher, Dancer.
Dancer, Prancer, get out of the street! Dasher, Dancer,
There is
Prancer.
a car coming! You're in the road!
And it's snowy.
This is very dangerous. What you're doing is very dangerous. You need to stop it.
You will not last in Jurassic Park. I will. So she gets way too emotional about this plastic reindeer falling.
Yeah. And
like
no
it's
one
very
cares.
like, aren't you going to fix it? And they're like, no, it's a plastic reindeer that our town's been putting up for 50 years. It's old as hell.
And the guy who picks up the reindeer has a really great, strange voice. I'm sure he was just a local guy, but he's like, yeah, it looks like Santa's only got 7 this year. And that's,
Yeah, I loved his voice.
That's very close to what his voice sounds like, which is funny because it's right in the dumb voice we always use. But he just like picks up the crumpled plastic remains under his arm and walks out of frame with it.
And he doesn't talk to her.
Nope.
Like she literally tugs on his coat and is like, aren't you going to fix him? And he just looks at her and then walks away.
It's so bizarre. Anyway, so...
Is this where we get to...
This is where Sam Elliott's trying to sell a tractor. And
yeah,
we get back to the farm. Sam's in a negotiation with his John Deere, and the guy offers him, I don't know, $3,000 or something, and he's like, man, that's not enough money. Get out of here. And then he immediately picks up a clipper and starts, like, lopping at a tree branch. And so the daughter's like, hey, Dad. And he's like, meh. And she starts like, he's like, how was the pageant? Oh, it was great. It's too bad you weren't there because I was the only kid without their parents at the show. But
she's holding her shitty paper wings.
yeah, what are those things? And it's just like, dude, you didn't go. At least pretend to care that it happened. You like, I get it. You were busy selling the tractor. Apparently, this negotiation.
You were busy putting food on the table. I understand. I empathize, sir.
Apparently, this was like a 16-hour tractor negotiation. It was like a merger of 2 companies.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And
It's a business merge.
Definitely not 2 rednecks chewing skull and talking over how much a tractor's worth. It should take 15 minutes. But he's just like angrily chopping tree branches with this lopper thing, and she's like desperately trying to get attention from her father, and he doesn't give a shit. It's so depressing.
So then she goes inside, and she goes to her brother.
Wait. I'm sorry. I have a note I missed. So she asked him if they're going to starve. Like, she's legitimately aware that they're in dire financial straits, and he says, no, we'll eat apples. And then he starts a Bubba Gump shrimp rant of apple butter, apple salad, apple crisp, apple pie, apple turnovers, and he just keeps naming apple dishes while angrily cutting tree branches. And eventually she just is like, well, okay, it's cold. I'm gonna go inside now.
So she goes to ask her brother to fix her sled, and he says no, because he's a brother. And so she goes into her room, and it becomes James and the Giant Peach.
What do you mean?
With her shitty paper decorations that she puts on the wall, and she like puts on a Christmas record. And it was like that scene when when he sings the song and makes the paper lantern that floats away.
The really sad part of James and the Giant Peach.
The cheer up Charlie of James and the Giant Peach.
Yes.
The mom with the big ass wooden spoon.
Yeah, this should definitely have been cut piece of the movie. Absolutely.
Cut this number.
No one wants to hear the mom sing a Sad Bastard song.
Seriously. So she puts on that, and she puts on her wings again. And I'm like, get out of your costume by now.
The costume is the only thing in this Christmas season that's bringing her any joy, and you're trying to take it away from her.
No, the reindeer's bringing her joy.
We haven't gotten there yet. At this point, it's only the wings.
Fair enough. So she goes downstairs to talk to eat dinner, and her brother's being a jerk, and her aunt is there? Is it her aunt?
Yeah. Who is also married, we find out later. Like, why isn't Uncle Tim also, or whatever the hell, why isn't the uncle also at the house? That seems very weird.
Assuming he has a real job.
Yeah, but it's dinner time. What's he doing?
That's true.
Oh, I guess he does say they live 30 miles away, so I guess that is not...
Yeah, it'd be like living in Philly and coming to our house.
Anger rescinded.
And like, Sam Elliott doesn't make eye contact with his daughter in this scene. He straight up is looking at his meal, and she's looking at him, or she's looking at her meal, and he's looking at her. Yeah. But they never make eye contact.
That's weird. I wonder if it's... I hope it's not one of them was being a jerk, because it would probably be Sam Elliott.
No, I think it's the little girl.
But I wonder if it's just like
I think she went on a rant about oil in the Middle East, and Sam was just like, "Nope."
I thought she would make derogatory comments about mustaches, but no, she's really against oil, and that's what he needs to keep his mustache
Already
lustrous.
starting. Yeah.
I need high quality oil to keep this looking fresh.
And she got some really stilted dialogue to her brother about why are you so vile or whatever. Like, she uses a word that like is way too big for an 8-year-old.
Absolutely. There's a couple that honestly that's my biggest problem with this movie is the writer wrote a bunch of dialogue. The writer, by the way, is the same guy who wrote Jumanji.
Seriously?
Yeah. And additionally, circa 2001, Prancer 2.
Oh, I saw there was a Prancer Returns.
So keep an eye
and
out.
the Prancer didn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that part either, but again, we'll get there. So there's this awkward fast forwarding through the awkward dinner conversation because it doesn't really do anything. But you're right. She has a bunch of lines where clearly they were lines written by an adult that coming out of a child's mouth, and it's awkward.
And that's why I think that's part of it because like in my head I'm like, you look older, you act older, like you're talking much older. You're a little old to be super into Santa Claus still.
Right.
Like,
and it's not like I know adults who are super into Christmas that really just love
Christmas I get, but not super into Santa Claus.
But even that, like I get. If
I guess not like a Lenny situation.
No, but I get if you're just like into it, you like Santa, you are aware that it's not real, but it is an enjoyable thing for you, so you're into it. Like I make no judgments about that, but it's weird in this child thing because everyone just it doesn't feel like that where she's aware that it's fake, but it gives her joy, so she believes it. It's more like
she genuinely believes it.
You're being real weird, kid. What are you doing?
It's also like when they bring a Santa to an adult office Christmas party.
Yes.
I'm like, don't why? You're all adults.
This for? Who is this for?
What's the demo here? What's the target demo?
Are you trying to do weird, sexy Santa things? Because that's what you're trying to do. That's where you're going, and it's going to be uncomfortable. Side note:
because Kim from HR should not be in that Santa suit.
No. What is she doing? What is she doing?
No one told her to do that.
No, she just showed up in the Santa suit, midriff out. What are you doing, Kim? This isn't appropriate.
She tied it around her waist like Britney Spears and Baby One More Time.
You, of all people in this office, should know that's wildly inappropriate.
But that's why she's doing it. Because who's going to report her and to whom?
That's right. She's untouchable.
She is HR.
Can I say, this has nothing to do with this movie whatsoever, but can I say, sexy Santa things is by far the least appealing thing on earth to me.
I know, you always say that.
I heard that song on the radio this morning when I was driving home.
Santa Baby?
Yeah. It weirds me the F out more than the date rapey Christmas, whatever the hell it's called. It's cold
Again,
outside.
we just had the conversation that I'm over people making
But I'm
that
saying,
comment.
more than...
Not that... Okay, I should clarify. Not that I think like the date rape, that rape culture shouldn't be a stat, like commented on, I get it. But that song has been talked to death. We all get it by now. Like, you're not funny and original and creative and edgy.
The joke is old, is what you're saying. It's not,
very old.
Yeah. I would rather listen to that than weird, sexy cooing at Santa.
It's like pointing out, like, oh, isn't, the way that Mickey Rooney played an Asian man in Breakfast with Tiffany super racist? Like, yeah, it is. We know that.
It's super established. Got it. Super got it. Thank you.
Everyone is on board.
All right. Anyway, many soapboxes descended from. It's time to go sledding. It's time to go sledding.
So they're going sledding.
Lex and Jesse.
And this is where Lex is like, the present. Maybe they're going to get married or whatever. Don't be repulsive. She's married to my uncle, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then there's a very awkward... Santa brings the presents.
Wait, time out. Is she a quote-unquote aunt and not a real aunt?
Oh, like a special friend?
Yeah. So maybe there's like a swingers thing happening. Maybe that's why Sam's mad is he's trying to he was into it and he's not anymore and he wants soul relationship status. No more poly.
I like that idea.
She's quote unquote Aunt Sarah, not real Aunt Sarah, sister of the dead mom.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, Santa Claus brings the presents. My mom told me, and she would never lie to me. And I was like, oh.
Because again, kid with a dead mom, you can't really argue with that.
When this bucket of cold water hits your sleeping face, you are...
That's the thing that's messed up about it, too, is because that's really, I think, the secret to her desperate clinging is if Santa isn't real, then her dead mom is doubly fallible. And so the dead mom is now, like, doubly sad for her.
I can see that.
So maybe that's part of it too. But anyway, it's awkward. And it's the first
And then all of a
many
sudden she's like,
awkward
oh, never mind. You're right. Okay. Lex is just like, okay, sorry.
She just basically goes, oh, look, sledding. Bye. And just
like hops on her sled.
she goes zipping down the hill, and the little girl goes right after her.
They're zipping down this one giant hill, and then we see curtains move in a window to look at the children, and the Wicked Witch of Cloris Leachman, literally dressed like a witch,
She is so dressed like a witch.
waving her shovel in the air like a broom.
She is dressed so much like a witch that I thought this movie had an actual witch. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
wait, this movie has magic too? What in the hell? What is
This movie
happening?
has Santa's reindeer and magic.
That's too many. Keep your magic out of my Star Wars. Keep your magic out of my reindeer movie. I don't need
She's
it.
waving her shovel, telling the kids to get off her lawn.
And then the girl, she has this, I guess they're rose bushes. It's some flower.
Her sled is broken, though, which we established and then didn't really talk about.
Yeah, that's right.
So she can't steer.
Yeah. And so she goes straight into this patch of flowers and
Straight out runs over 3 bushes.
and it's one of those scenes where clearly they shot it at 1/1000th of a mile an hour and sped the film up, because she like makes these
She
really hard
crashes.
turns. It's like boom, hard left, hard right, hard right, hard left, hard right.
It's like she's steering into the bushes.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. And it's clearly like someone's yanking a rope and crashing it in. And it's also significantly larger than the girl's body for like 5 seconds while it goes through the trees, and then it's back to a child. Like
So then she keeps zipping and crouches her body low enough to go under Cloris Leachman's front gate to her driveway.
And then poor Cloris Leachman, I think, really slipped.
She definitely, that was real. That was not scripted.
And there's enough clearance for a little girl on a sled, so Cloris Leachman goes like up to her waist, and she could go all the way through, but then her coat would be like lifted up in the wrong way. And so poor Cloris Leachman is clinging desperately to this shovel and this gate as she's kicking.
As one foot is straight out in front of her under the gate, and the other one is crouched behind her, trying desperately to stay in the snow.
It's so funny. Why they left that take in, I will never know, but it's hilarious.
It's the same
looking.
reason they left the banging on the drum taken.
I legitimately laughed out loud watching that the first time I watched it as well. So I wish there was a GIF of it. I need that in my life.
Oh my god, I wish I knew how to make GIFs. I would do
somebody GIF that, please.
that. I would use that all the time because I send GIFs to everyone when I text.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I would just use Cloris Leachman trying not to fall.
Yeah, that would be perfect. I'm into it.
So they sled one time and then they go home.
Well, they did get chased by a witch, to be fair. I feel like that counts as a special sledding session if a witch tries to eat you.
Yeah, but like, there's one hill to sled on in this whole town.
Yeah, I think
that is very rural.
I think that's it. There's just the one. The witch.
You live on a farm, little
the
girl.
witch's hill is the only one.
Old Witch Hill.
Yeah, the one over there with the crazy witch on it.
Then every other side is covered in thorns, so you can only sled into the witch's house. So she walks home, and suddenly it feels like a horror movie.
It so feels like a horror movie.
And I was like, can Prancer gore her? Can it be that movie?
My note is 100% if this is real, this child is dead, and she gets gored by a deer.
I wanted Prancer to come out, gore her against a tree, and then find the rest of her family.
Maybe we should just write a messed up reindeer movie. I don't think that's ever happened.
I'd be down with that.
Krampus was awesome. Maybe that's the thing.
It would be like the Jack Frost, but less sucky. The scary Jack Frost, but less sucky.
Yeah, I mean, that's really not hard to achieve. That movie's terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Speaking of the reindeer, it's not real cute.
No.
So,
reindeers aren't cute.
No, they're
like real reindeers aren't cute.
Actually, another side note, I was talking about this movie in the context of some other Christmas movies at the theater in Baltimore I've been volunteering. And this girl who was there painting some sets, like heard the conversation, started talking to us, and she was like, "Oh, are you talking about Prancer?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I love that movie when I was a kid." I was like, "Have you watched it lately?" And she was like, last year." And I was like, "And you felt like it held up?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm about to make fun of it a whole bunch." And she goes, "No, you know what you should make fun of? This. When I was a kid, she said, I thought until very recently that reindeer weren't a real thing." And I was like, "You mean flying reindeer?" right? Like, at least you were like,
Cognizant enough to know that reindeer
yeah,
were a
and
thing.
she was like, no. Like, I thought it was just the whole thing was made up, kit and caboodle. That there was like no real animal that looks like that. And I was like, but you like this movie? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, so what did you think was in the movie? And she's like, dude, Jabba the Hutt's not real. And I was like, oh my God, this is really what you thought? That's the best thing in the whole world. So
that's amazing. Jabba the Hutt's not real.
So anyway, this girl 100% gets gored by a deer. 100%.
I wanted it so bad.
And instead what happens, she just is like, hey, you must be Prancer.
You have to be Prancer. That's the only logical explanation for a deer in the woods.
No. It could be like a lot of things. It's least likely is Prancer.
Yeah. And I think that's my problem is that I know Santa isn't real. So, like, the whole movie, I'm just frustrated that this little girl probably has rabies from hanging out with this reindeer so much.
She would, too, because the reindeer should be goring her, not just nuzzling up next to her. So it's definitely infected.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem. So somehow we fast forward to school lunch the next day, and Lex and there may be movie in between, but I don't care, and you shouldn't either. Lex is sitting there.
Oh no, she tries to tell her dad about it.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, I remember because she's like, Dad, I saw a reindeer in the woods, and he's like, do you know who just called the house? Old witch Cloris Leachman, and she says you ran over all her flowers, and like. He's very serious, like, please, I told you to stay away from her. You need to stay away from her. She doesn't like children. And the whole time she's just, Dad, I saw a reindeer. It was real. It was furry. Dad. And
Kid,
like,
we've eaten nothing but apples for 2 weeks. I need you to understand that we don't have money. The people in this
I can't
town,
afford to replace Cloris Leachman's bushes.
people in this town have bought their year's worth of apples. We're done. There is no more money to
It's
be made.
winter. It is not apple season anymore.
There's no more blood to be wrung from this stone, kid. We're done. We're finished, kaput.
We're donezo.
We're eating apples for 4 months until the spring comes. That's it.
And then we'll eat fresh apples.
Please don't make me pay for rose bushes.
And she just turns away. She's like, oh, and she just wanders into the house.
So the next day at lunch, she's eating with Lex and trying to get Lex to believe that she has
Prancer.
She's met Prancer. And Lex this is the best of anything I've ever seen her in, which admittedly is like 3 movies. But
3?
Isn't she?
Tremors, this, and Jurassic Park?
Yeah, that's the 3. Okay, I was just.
Oh, and she makes a cameo in another Jurassic Park.
Okay, so 4. But the little girl is desperately trying to get her friend to believe that she saw Prancer.
And Lex is essentially like should be drinking a coffee and like having a philosophical discussion
Smoking a cigarette.
In her philosophy class.
Yes, but she goes. But before I'll let you do that. But before that, she goes. You can eat your pickle, and just takes it and starts eating it, like mid conversation about Prancer.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I saw a reindeer, and it was Prancer," and she's like, you gonna eat that?
Doesn't even wait for the answer, just eats the
just
pickle.
going to town on that pickle. But go ahead with the philosophy thing.
She's like, well, Santa's not real. I don't believe in him anymore. I'm sorry. I've never seen him, and I've done a lot of looking. And the little girl instantly goes, well, God's not real. Does that mean the God we can't see God? Does that mean he's not real? And I just kind of went shoulders to the ear of, oh my God, what is about to happen?
This is about to get interesting.
Let me get some popcorn. And so
My
Lex,
God, that's atheism's music. What's he doing here?
and Lex, without batting an eyelash, picks up her milk. Like, it's like the Kermit drinking the tea meme. And she goes, maybe he's not.
And just stone cold killer. Just
Yeah.
stone cold killer.
And then the little girl goes, well, then what if God's not real? What about heaven? And she goes, maybe that's not real either.
Oh, the poor little girl is wrecked. Just wrecked.
Like, Lex took her to the library and just read her. And she gets so angry and like flip a table angry at Lex.
She does, which is a reasonable thing for a kid to do, but this scene is bananas.
And Lex goes, what did I do wrong? Which is why I think it's been older than a year, because if your best friend's mom died, you wouldn't be talking about that.
I don't know. I still am going to chalk it up to like probably just a stupid kid.
You think Lex is a stupid kid?
Yeah.
After everything in this movie that has established her as like a philosophy major in college?
But like kids don't have a lot of tact. so they can amass knowledge, but they're not great at figuring out when and where to deploy it. I feel like that's a lot of what growing up is figuring out when to tell your friend that you don't believe that there's a God or a heaven, and that your friend,
Santa Claus.
That but that like your friend's mom died and is now worm food, and that's it forever. That's uncomfortable for people to hear, so you got to learn how to do that tactfully instead of just maybe there is no heaven. As I said, I imagine her smoking a cigarette while she's doing this, like just casually, just I don't know, maybe there is no heaven.
No, I liked the Kermit drinking
That
tea.
was perfect. No, you crushed it. You crushed it. Take nothing away.
Maybe there is no God.
Because that's what she does. She just casually takes a swig of old, vitamin D fortified milk there.
Yeah. And so she goes up to get away. Goes, what did I do wrong? And the little girl says, if heaven's not real, then what about my mom? And I don't remember what Lex says, but I think it's something akin to, what about her?
She's dead.
It's the little girl throws her hands on her hips in a trying to be Shirley Temple way and storms off. Mm-hmm. I hate her.
She, I think, just leaves school, but somehow it's like 8:00 at night suddenly. I didn't quite figure out how we got there. But
yeah, all of a sudden it's late.
Yeah.
And she hears a gunshot in the woods.
And she's walking, and then Sam Elliott pulls up next to her in the truck, and he goes, Get in.
The hell in.
And he goes, a hunter's gonna shoot you.
Because, to be fair, they would.
I mean, hopefully not. She's wearing a pink coat.
I would be so scared for my daughter to be in the woods at night where hunters live.
No, agreed. It's a reasonable fear. But so this is that he pulls her into the truck, and being trapped in a truck with somebody is not the best place to have conversation.
It's where the sex talk usually happens for kids.
What happened for me was in the front of a pickup truck. It is not where you want to have an awkward, uncomfortable conversation because there's no air and nowhere to go. And if you're in a car, it's not like you can leap into the back seat, but it feels less confined.
Like you could.
Yeah.
It feels like you could.
Like you're not in a phone booth. You're in a phone booth when you're in the front of a truck cab. And he goes, essentially, it's been really hard for me, and I just I'm worried about being able to feed you, and your Aunt Sarah says she'll take you in for a while. So the girl's just flabbergasted at this, but blown away that her dad's just shipping her off, and he's just like, it's only 30 miles or so. Also, that deer you keep talking about, I'm gonna shoot it.
It's not real. But he
says he's gonna shoot it.
But they haven't hit the deer yet.
Oh, okay. That happens as they're having the fight. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My notes got jumbled. All right. Sorry.
And because she's flip-flopping between, I don't know, she's very juvenile in her thinking, which is why I think she's losing her mind.
Just a descent into madness.
Yeah, because she goes 30, it might as well be 11 bajillion gazillion miles. And I was like, you're an 8, girl.
Well, to be fair, she lives within walking distance of the school, and Sam Elliott couldn't be bothered to come to her pageant. So maybe it might as well be 11 bajillion miles, because sure as shit, he's not driving 60 miles round trip to spend time with her.
Yeah, but her aunt comes to the farm all the time.
I thought the aunt was living at the farm.
No, I think her aunt visits to help. Like a nanny situation.
Then they hit the deer.
And she's like, please, 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 please. And he's like, shut up.
As was I on my couch.
You don't have food here. You don't have toys here. I can't provide for you. And your aunt and her husband can. So, go do that.
Yeah, to get out of here, kid. Come on.
It's like the end of Harry and the Hendersons.
Go on, Harry. Possible stay tuned, by the way.
Go on, Jesse. Don't you see I don't want you anymore?
That was, I think, a 30 Rock episode.
It was.
Okay,
it was great.
Okay, because I have a really vivid memory of just having seen that scene. And John Lithgow cameos at the end.
He does.
Yeah.
How do I get out of this building?
So at this point, they hit the deer now. The Prancer...
Or they almost hit the deer, and she loses her mind. She runs towards it, and he's like, no, you idiot. That's a wild animal. Get away.
And then he says, I'm going to shoot it. And he opens the door and reaches in the back of the truck where presumably
because its leg is hurt.
Yeah.
And in that mindset, yes, it's just going to be wolf food.
Well, also, they could eat it.
That's
and as
true.
we've established, they're eating nothing but apples for 4 months, so this would be a boon to the family's welfare.
They're eating apple butters on apple bread.
Right. This would be great for them. At this point, did you watch it on ABC Family?
No.
Okay, so at this point, it goes to commercial, where ABC Family is promoting a back-to-back showing of The Polar Express and that weird Scrooge that's also motion capture, which I dubbed the Nightmare Horror double feature because...
Yeah, what is up with that?
I don't know.
What's up with that Grindhouse double feature?
It is. It's totally a Grindhouse double feature. This movie is airing on ABC Family a whole bunch of the next week, if you're really curious, by the way. So
You shouldn't be.
I mean, don't, but it's available.
So they're fighting, and she's grabbing a loaded gun,
Yeah.
and then the deer disappears.
Scampers off into the woods, which is funny because it had a broken leg
It
seconds
doesn't
ago.
even scamper. It disappears because it's magic. So she goes to bed, and then the barn doors are open in the middle of the night, and she wakes up, and the reindeer's in the barn, and she decides she has to hide
The
it.
shot is great, though, because it's like her with a flashlight, so it's panning around the barn, and it's like cow, cow,
Horse.
cow, cow, reindeer.
It's a horror movie shot.
It is.
I was waiting for her to pan to someone with a machete and jump at her.
Yeah, you could absolutely recut this as a horror movie without a whole lot.
Take the flashlight sequence from another horror movie and stick it in there.
Right. So she goes to get Prancer food, which, I'm expecting, I don't know, anything but a cookie. And nope.
She gets a plate of Christmas cookies. That is your family's treat for the year, little girl.
Also, deer don't eat cookies.
Yeah, we gave them carrots as a child.
But the reindeer don't eat cookies. Like, I realize you're a child, but this is an animal, right? Like, the cows don't eat cookies. This isn't food
Yeah,
for
but
him.
it's one of Santa's reindeer.
So they have a magical Christmas-based diet?
Yeah, it's like the elves in Elf.
Just sugar and
Sugar,
eggnog?
candy cane, candy corn, and syrup. So she lures it into a second barn they have across a frozen pond. And I was kind of like, is it going to be a Wonderful Life situation where she falls through the pond?
Or just the best horror movie situation in the world of the swamp monster decides at that moment to break through the ice and yank her
Oh
down
my
to
God, can you imagine?
death. I can, because it would be a better movie than this.
The like icy fish monster.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish now.
So she takes him into the other barn, and she's like checking on him a couple days the next day or whatever, and he still seems.
And then
like
she
he's
goes
dying.
to get Abe Vigoda, the town veterinarian.
Yes. Who I don't think Abe Vigoda has ever played a role where he didn't seem like he was just over it.
I don't think he's ever not played Abe Vigoda.
But he plays Abe Vigoda, who is at the end of his fucking rope.
I think that's just who he is in life, though.
I know. But it just is hysterical that it's just every movie, it's just him going, ugh, fine. Like, that's his whole life, apparently.
What? You say what?
Is he alive?
Which is one of his lines.
By the way?
That is one of his
Oh,
lines in this
absolutely
movie.
is he alive, by the way?
Let's find out.
Because when I got bored in this movie, I started thinking, as I normally do, of like some of the people who don't work often, we could probably get an interview for this show. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll get this girl for an interview. And she is reachable, but timing wouldn't have worked out to try to do that.
I'm also scared that she would be crazy.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like that would be...
Oh, it says he's still alive.
All right, good for you, Abe. What's he like?
He's 92.
Yeah, Abe. Somebody get Abe Vigoda in a movie. What's he doing?
Hang on, he's done something recently, I have to think.
He was in a Snickers
looks-
commercial.
He looks so... Oh, that might be it.
He was in one of those...
Mistaken reports of his death. In 1982, people mistakenly referred to him as dead. The same mistake was made in 1987. In 2001, a website mounted with one purpose, to report whether Abe Vigoda was dead or alive. 2009, he appeared on the Today Show. He said he was doing well and joked about previous reports of his death.
What was he plugging in 2009?
I don't know. He just completed a
just-
voiceover for an H&R Block commercial.
So it was just the... Yep, Abe.
Hey, Vigoda, are you still alive?
Right after this commercial break, we'll have Abe Vigoda confirming that, yes, he is alive.
Still alive. Oh, wait, I've just been told that was the entire segment.
Abe, how you doing? And he just waves. And then they're like, all right, thanks, Abe. Al with the weather. You know what? That is 100% some intern found that website, pitched it to their producer, and they were like, all right, let's bring Abe on. That's funny.
It's like when 30 Rock makes fun of the Today Show all the time.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's amazing.
Oh, my God.
What?
Abe Vigoda was revealed to be the Wombat, a furry dancing character who was part of the Abe Vigoda dancers during the band Fish's performance at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City.
Seems bananas.
I would think so, because he's like a 92.
Right.
I'm going to go to his website. Is Abe Vigoda dead or alive? I hope it's just like isabevigoda.com.
I assume it would be isabevigodadead.com, and it would just say no in big letters.
Oh, I hope so. It's abevagoda.com, and it just says Abe Vigoda is alive, and the word "alive" is in a slightly different font, so you know that's the changing one, and it's a picture of him.
Oh man, that's a silly thing. That's delightful. I hope that Abe is in good health.
It was uploaded. It was today.
For the record, people have been asking if he's alive or dead now for 33
That's
years.
what happens when you're a million years old.
7 years before Prancer came out, people were like, he's dead. And then 2 years before Prancer came out, they were like, oh yeah, Abe Vigoda is dead. And then he was in this movie. And then that was not even 1990.
Oh, that man.
Oh, that is a treasure. He is a treasure. He's the best part of this movie by far, and he's only in it for like 4 minutes.
Everyone's in it for 4 minutes.
But she convinces him to come to look at the reindeer, and he's like, I haven't slept. I was up all night with this cow.
And she's
this
like,
horse.
and she just uses her child power of screaming in his face to get him to show up.
So he marches into the barn. He's like, yep, that's a deer. All right, goodbye.
And gets into his car, and she clings onto the side of his car while he's trying to drive away.
Yep, and won't let go.
He says, I have a sick wife to tend to. Also, I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. Also, I'm tired.
Also, I'm a vet, and that's a deer, and no one cares about that. Who's paying me for this?
Yeah, exactly.
Am I billing it to the family accounts?
Yeah, and she's like, you go tend to your sick wife, Abe Vigoda.
Right?
Be a good husband.
Right. So he tells her he's going to look in to see if it escaped from this Christmas extravaganza just up the ways. And she decides to write a letter to Santa and take it to the mall Santa, who she knows isn't...
Well, she also has a really sad moment of yelling about doctors.
Oh, yeah, that's...
How
okay, I wrote so dark and underlined it, and I couldn't remember what.
he probably couldn't help her because doctors just lie. They never make anyone actually better.
And then there's like a sad score underneath, and he just looks at her like, oh, yeah, your mom. Damn it. So he leaves. He's like, I'll come back and check on it. She goes to Mall Santa to deliver a message to the real Santa. And she gets on Mall Santa's lap, and she starts rattling off this story.
He instantly says... They establish that she's supposed to be not believing in Santa because she gets on his lap and he says, "Aren't you a little heavy to be on my lap, little girl?"
Yeah, and it's not like she's a fat kid. It's definitely...
He's saying, "You're old."
Yeah. And she pulls out a hostage picture of Prancer. Like, it's got today's...
There should be a newspaper next to him.
Exactly. She's holding it up next to his head and taking a Polaroid and like, hey, I've got Prancer. You let Santa know if I don't get presents under the tree this year.
If I don't get my mom back, he'll get Prancer's head in his bed.
Exactly. I'm going to Godfather the shit out of this reindeer. Abe Vigoda's here. He knows what's up. He was in those
Can you
movies.
imagine if someone put 8 reindeer heads in Santa's bed?
I want to see that now. Can somebody doodle that? No, it's 9. There's like a blinking light between his feet, and he's like, "What's that?" And he pulls it off from the bottom up, because then there's first it's Rudolph's head, and then the covers keep coming back, and he's lined on either side.
Oh my God!
He thinks it's Mrs. Claus, and he like reaches over to grab her, and it's one of their carcasses.
Oh God! And Mrs. Claus did it.
She's standing there in the doorway, like
holding a chainsaw.
You don't respect me.
There is actually a movie called Mrs. Santa Claus, starring Angela Lansbury, and it's a musical.
In.
If it's an 80s movie, we should have done that.
We should have. It must not be, because I think I looked up all of them. So, Mall Santa's like, well, I'll do whatever I can, kid. Like,
because she instantly goes, "Yeah, you're not real Santa. I know that. Yeah. I have no time for no non-essential chatter, dude."
Right. And so this must have been where I started to get bored, because I feel like I missed some things, but somehow this letter that she wrote and the picture end up at the local newspaper.
He drops it off there.
Oh, the Mall Santa did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
I don't know why he dropped it off there, who he knows there, but he did.
Well, that's the thing. As a former small-town newspaper reporter, I can tell you that a lot of people, based on movies, I think, have this weird idea that reporters are just people that can fix problems for them. Because I would get calls about people, like, not getting their Comcast serviceman to come. And they're like, "Isn't that a story?" And I'm like, "No. To who would? Why is that a story? No.
Who cares?"
Yeah. And they're like, "Well, can't you do something about it?" I'm like, "No, I'm not Comcast. Like, deal with the problem with the person providing it."
We are the print media. They are our enemy.
Like, how would I possibly be of help to you? But people will call with shit like that all the time. Like, "Can't you do something about this injustice?" I'm like, 1, that's not really an injustice, and 2, no, I have nothing to do with that.
I could maybe write a story on it,
right.
But it would be a very short story.
Right.
It would be, this man didn't get his Comcast service.
Right. Like,
Period.
no one would care about that. Go take it up with Comcast. So maybe it's that. They just assume that because of, like, Jimmy Stewart or something, that all reporters are these wunderkinds who can take care of all their problems.
Yeah. So he shows up and be like, hey, buddy, I know you were looking for something, so here's a story I think you're going to like, and drops the Polaroid and stuff on his desk.
So
Her brother is in the barn making fun of her and goes, just so you know, you can't keep stealing the feed from the barn to feed this reindeer because Dad notices and is going to be waiting with his shotgun to shoot the deer eating the food that his family pays for that they probably can't afford.
the cows are probably eating better than them at this point.
Yeah.
Their strictly apple-based diet.
And so she goes, well, how are we supposed to buy food? And he's like, maybe you should have thought of that before you decided to adopt reindeer.
So she decides to do what any little kid does in a movie, odd jobs.
And so she shows up at Cloris Leachman's house. And Cloris Leachman looks like she's a bad Jessica Lange cosplay from today.
Her hair's a mess.
She looks like a witch.
Yeah, it's weird.
And it's shot in a way to make you think that she's a witch.
Absolutely it is. She lives in like a weird house that kind of looks like a church from the outside. It's bizarre.
Mm-hmm. I want her robe, though.
Of course you do.
She's got this robe with like the big bell sleeve of like a wizard, and it flares at the bottom, and it's got a hood.
I want this podcast to get big enough that when you say shit like that, there's this like ongoing drawing of you with all of these different accoutrements from the movies we watched that you're wearing.
Oh my God.
So like you've got like the Marty McFly hat and this, and so the shoes from whatever, and the backless dress from Vibes. That you're just
The
like wearing
backless
all of
turtleneck?
this. Yeah, that you're just wearing all of these things.
Oh my God. Or someone could send it to me, and I'll take a photo in it. So Cloris Leachman like opens the door crack and like squeezes her face out, and is like, "You should apologize."
Looks like the guy from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
That's
Or
not with
here's
the hair.
Johnny.
Yeah.
She's a cross between Here's Johnny
Yes.
and the gatekeeper in Wizard of Oz. So she complains about children and goes to slam the door, and the little girl like shoulders her way onto it to open it back up, and goes, "Wait a minute, I can do things for you around the house."
Yeah,
for $5.
Yeah, I'll clean
any room
in your
you
house
want.
for $5.
And the woman is very much like, I'm being sneaky. Come on in, and does the look around and like
Yeah.
shuts the door.
Because
and they
this
show
is
her-
the prelude to her putting the child in an oven and eating it because she's like,
Yeah.
clean in there, whomp, crank.
clean inside the oven.
Yeah. Like, I've
This,
seen that.
this walk-in oven.
I know that fairy tale. I know what's what. I know what's going on here. She's
And
also
then
a terrible
Prancer
liar
gores the
because
witch.
Cloris Leachman's like, oh, what charity is this for? And the little girl's like, look around. An animal shelter? Like, kid, if you were going to lie and say it's for charity, you think of the charity and then you tell that lie.
Yeah, like, come on. You can't do step 3 without doing steps 1 and 2.
Right.
So she gets her into the house, and she shuts and locks the door. And you're like, is she going to murder her? Is this a murder movie?
I literally believed at this point there was an oven going to be involved in this.
There's 4 times in this movie where all of a sudden I thought I was watching a horror movie and got into it.
Yeah.
And then they lost me again. So she opens this door to this giant room full of everything you can imagine. It's like a hoarder's room. And she goes, okay, you can start here. And the little girl goes, this looks like a $10 job.
No, this looks like a 10-hour job.
Yeah, and Cloris Leachman goes, yeah, you said 5, kid. Sucks to suck, and shuts the door.
It's a frightening amount of work she expects this child to do. Like,
Yeah.
on what planet is this kid doing more than running a vacuum around?
So Cloris Leachman's in there helping her, being like, okay, take that upstairs, put that over there, do that with this with this. And it kind of like get a little chummy, and it gets a little sweet.
It starts to
and
be
the girl
like a
goes,
fixing stuff up montage with no music.
yeah, it's like in Matilda at
Right.
the end. So she goes upstairs to put something away, and she sees this giant light up star. And in my head, I thought, oh my God, was Cloris Leachman a performer? And we're going to see, like, this is part of her marquee.
Oh, man.
And she's going to have to sing a song or something
Oh,
to
man.
perform to
That
save.
would have been so much better.
Right, though?
Yes.
I was so excited. 'Cause I was like, she's dressed like,
Yep.
an old movie
Yep.
star.
She's
Everything makes sense now.
Yep. She's the Miss Havisham of old movie stars.
She's Kramer's landlady.
Yes.
She's got a music room full of music and a piano. No, it's just a bunch of Christmas decorations. So all of a sudden, Cloris Leachman's walking around the house saying, little girl. Because apparently she never told her name.
No.
But she knows enough to call her dad.
Yep.
And she goes up in the attic and goes, are you playing a joke on me? And I thought, this little girl's going to push her down the stairs.
And steal all her money.
Yeah, she's gonna Alice Sweet Alice her and pop out of nowhere and push her down the
Yeah, because
stairs.
who's going to know? She's the town's witch. No one checks on her.
Yeah, it's Mrs. Deagle.
Yeah. But no, she just plugged in a bunch of Christmas lights.
All the Christmas lights, and Cloris Leachman loses her shit.
Because apparently Cloris Leachman like used to have a whole bunch of decorations at her house, and it was like a crazy thing, and people loved it. But you're supposed to tell me that when you
Introduce the witch character.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, you got to stay away from Miss Sludda. Ever since she stopped doing her Christmas decoration, she's been a real witch. Like, no, this movie makes her look like a witch for the entirety of the movie. Like, no, like, you're supposed to say she's been a real witch ever since the Christmas thing stopped. Like, yeah, that's that. Then I get it.
And she's like, all of a sudden she starts pleading with her to put up her lights. And like, Cloris Leachman is old, little girl.
She cannot put those lights up.
Also, she doesn't want to.
Yeah, you do it. Leave her alone.
You have no say in this matter.
No.
This is not your house. These are not your lights.
She's an old lady. Like, leave her alone.
She's an old witch in a lovely bathrobe. So Cloris Leachman makes her get on the roof to plug in all the lights.
Which is super safe for an 8-year-old.
Mm-hmm. But it warms her heart, and Cloris Leachman goes, you did a $15 job. Here's $15, sweetheart.
She did a $500 job, Cloris. She cleaned out your hoarder attic and then went on your roof.
Yeah, but like, she only went on the roof because she was annoying.
She was hoping she would fall to her death and she could eat her.
Yeah.
That's the real thing.
She would fall right into the stock pot.
Right, exactly. And then it's all over.
So the little girl goes, I have to go. And Cloris goes, but I thought you were going to come inside and drink some milk and cookies. And like, we were going to hang out. And she's like, I have something important to do. Bye. And runs away. And Cloris instantly goes back to being a witch.
Well, of course she does.
And right out of the movie.
No, she pops back.
No, when?
Cloris Leachman comes back like 3 times. What are you talking about?
I don't remember that. When?
Well, she comes back in the church. She comes back with the singing at the end. She comes back like 3. She's a vital part of this movie. She's like the secondary character.
I don't remember seeing her again.
They're back in the barn, and Johnny Galecki and some friends have come to look at the reindeer. And the girl, yeah, she chases him out with a knife.
What?
Yeah.
I missed that scene.
Yeah. The Johnny Galecki and 2 boys from the class, or maybe the brother with Johnny Galecki and another boy from the class, but it was 3 boys, walk in, and she picks up like a handheld scythe, like the curved blade thing.
You are making this up.
No, I swear to God, this is in the movie. She doesn't like attack them, but she's like, "Get out!" And they're like, "Meh." And she's like, "No, get out!" And they're like,
I don't remember
Meh.
that.
And she picks up the blade and she's like, "Get out!" And then they run away, and she chases them out the door and slams the door shut and like bitches about her brother.
Hang on. Now I started the movie. She just picked up a hand scythe.
Yeah.
What the hell? Jesus Christ.
So they go to church, and there's these wicked great haircuts all bound. It's like the classroom times 2.
Oh, it's wonderful.
And I actually, in doing research for this, ended up on the website of the church from this movie, who has like a whole page dedicated to it. And as they should be, we're like, yeah, we worked really hard and sang our song, and they ended up only using our voices and not really showing us singing. There's like a quick clip of the people singing, but mostly it's just you hear them singing. And they were all kind of like, yeah, it was kind of disappointing, but still fun to be involved, whatever. And then a bunch of people in the church talking about how much they love the movie and yada, yada, yada. But the little girl is pantomiming to Lex. And angry about the big mouth, and she's like pantomiming like, you've got a big mouth, but it's really awkward and sassy and stupid. And this is where, I don't know how you missed it, Cloris Leachman has like a grand entrance in the middle of the church service while everybody stares at her, and then she sits on like a side pew. She's wearing all red. Anyway, everyone at church is like shaking the little girl's hand and saying like, oh, thank you for brightening up my spirits around the holidays and blah, 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 blah. Because we should have mentioned before, this little girl is obsessed with, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. And so this movie is trying to do like a weirdo pseudo version of it. Yeah. Like the public domain version of it. So it's the same principle that the little girl warms everybody's hearts and reminds them of the Christmas spirit.
Hang on, now I want to see Cloris Leachman entering the church now. Oh, God, she's singing so badly. Oh, my God, I forgot that she started singing loudly and her teacher turns around in the church.
Yeah, she can pick that voice out at 500 yards.
Like, I spot you in and then she winks at her. Like, it's all good now. When did it become all good?
I feel like that teacher hears that voice in her nightmares. Like, she's just endlessly grading papers as that little girl drones on endlessly over
that is her nightmares. That is the reason she drinks.
You are a pit of sadness.
Oh, yeah. It's not really a grand entrance.
But it's like an entrance. Everyone stares at her.
Oh, well. But yeah.
Anyway, they go outside, and this guy who's played a bad guy in a bunch of stuff, and I recognize but was too lazy to look up, comes up to Sam Elliott and is like, hey, I think I got a deal for you about that reindeer. And he's the local Christmas tree farm owner. So Sam Elliott, who we've established is real hard up, now has in his possession the most talked about thing in the entire town. And what does he do? He
sells it
for $200.
Oh.
Like,
that's not enough money, Sam.
No! If you charged $5 a head, you need 40 people to come to your barn to make that worthwhile. Like, come on, dude. That's ridiculous.
Go with a couple hundred at least,
right?
yo.
Or just start charging people to come look at it in the barn. $5 a head. We're hard up. So Prancer gets sent to live in a cage in the middle of a tree farm, and the little girl decides...
Owned by a butcher, apparently.
Yeah. And, well, he's diversified his holdings, unlike Sam Elliott, who's decided the apples is the sole crop he needs to invest in. So
apples are the food of the future.
Maybe him and the butcher ought to have a
Apple
conversation
flour,
about...
apple butter.
Maybe him and the butcher ought to have a conversation about finance diversification.
Vertical integration.
So the little girl goes like, I need to bust Prancer out. And this is the line that I wrote down as the example of adult words in a child's mouth and being stupid. Because her and her brother are talking, and the brother's like, don't leave, like, we love you. You know, you're annoying, but I love you, blah, blah, blah. And this is an actual quote from the movie. With Prancer gone, there's nothing left for me in this town. Goodbye, Steve.
Yeah, I wrote that line down.
Yeah.
You have a family, bitch.
Right. And also, like, we're getting toward the end of the movie here, mercifully. But
thank God.
She has a really strong attachment to Prancer, despite not spending all that much time with Prancer.
Prancer doesn't talk, guys.
Right.
He's not a talking reindeer who helps her confidence or tells her that her mom is okay in heaven or whatever.
Right.
It's just a reindeer, a normal reindeer.
But beyond that, she doesn't even... It's not like she hangs out with him in the barn. I guess the only thing is Prancer lets her believe that Christmas is real still, I guess, is supposed to be the takeaway, because I don't...
Maybe. But she is way too... Like, she loves Prancer. It's sort of at the end of Wizard of Oz when Dorothy turns to Scarecrow and goes, I'll miss you most of all, Scarecrow. I know, but they don't show that. All of a sudden, like, wait, when did you guys fall in love?
Right,
and we missed that part.
Right. So it's the big escape. They're working to get Prancer out, and then this bumbling idiot cop shows up, and he comes and talks to Prancer and is like, hey, buddy, I'll bring you some food later, as the girl, like, dangles with her feet kicking over his head.
Yeah. And she like, climbed, because she had climbed on top of the cage.
Right. By God, Jimmy Snuka, the Superfly dive!
Her brother goes, no, you be lookout. I'm stronger than you. I'll break open the cage.
Right.
And so she walks away and is like, I don't want to be lookout. He goes, no, someone has to look out or we're going to get arrested. And her dad can't afford to get us out of jail, so go be lookout. Yeah. So then she climbs on top of the cage and rips the top off and goes, he's going to fly. Yeah. A lot of faith here, sweetheart.
For a reindeer that you have yet to see fly.
Or show any magical properties.
Right. Do you think it was just a budget thing that they couldn't afford it?
It has to be.
Because that would be the clincher, right? Like, the better version of this movie, Prancer flies out of that cage.
And that's the end.
Or even if it's not the end, but, like, Prancer escapes by flying out of that cage.
Well, see, I think it would be Prancer flies out of that. It would be like Sam Elliott goes to fight to get his kids, and everyone converges on there. Like the cops and the town and him, and then he flies away and roll credits. And the movie ends 20 minutes before.
And everyone has like a big smile on their face, like watching Prancer go. Yeah,
it's like in the end of Elf when Santa flies over the crowd.
Yep, I'm in. I think that's a better movie. But instead, she falls from this tree branch after the cop leaves and looks dead.
I thought she died. I thought it was Night of the Living Dead when he hits his head on the on the gravestone.
She drops like a bag of dirt, and it's just like whoomp, and his leg.
She bag of soups.
Yeah, she almost bag of soups.
It's very close to a bag of soup.
Did I mention this in the last episode that there's a trailer for a movie out right now where the guy does a full-on bag of soup?
No, you told me, but you didn't tell the listeners.
Okay, so Dissectomaniacs, I often talk about this person's falling from this height should be a total bag of soup. And the new movie by Shane Black...
The Nice Guys.
Thank you. The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling Watch the R-rated trailer for that, because there's a scene about halfway through the trailer where two people jump off the roof of a building aiming at a pool. One of them lands in the pool and one of them lands in the concrete, and the concrete guy does 100% a bag of soup.
A bag of soup.
So, Shane Black, you are forever on the nice list of Dissecting the 80s, because that is all I ever want. I want people falling from great heights.
All I want for Christmas is soup.
is a bag of soup.
All I want for Christmas is soup.
Soup. So,
Baby in a bag.
anyway, this poor little girl is dead, we think.
We hope.
And this guy, the brother goes running trying to track down the bumbling idiot cop who's, driving away eating donuts or whatever. The deer starts going apeshit in the cage and kicking at it.
And I thought, oh, he's going to fly now?
Right.
Now he's going to fly?
Right. But
you piece of shit.
But do you think they really made the deer angry and try to break out? Because it looked pretty real.
It did look real. It didn't look like anything was fake.
And I don't think they have a budget for an animate. Like, maybe they had a leg on a stick that they that they were kicking with, but it.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, but it was crazy how aggressive this reindeer was being, and I kind of started feeling bad for the reindeer actor, who is not a great reindeer actor. I'll be honest. The reindeer acting in this movie is subpar.
I mean, the reindeer acting pool is pretty slim. Like, they've been coasting since the 90s with Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. So. The deer gets
She's
out.
despondent and doesn't. Oh, the deer gets out.
Yeah.
She's in a coma, or not in a coma. She's just sad or
convalescing
something.
at home in bed.
Yeah, doesn't believe in the reindeer anymore. And I was kind of like, thank God, this poor little girl. This is her disappointment, and she can get it all out of the way now.
Right. She finally got to where she needs to be with this.
Like, she fell off a roof, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe now's the time to let her know that, like, hey, also Santa's not real. It's,
Right. So
we'll just deal with this all at once.
yeah, just like a Band-Aid, whoosh, right off.
And the aunt tries to do that, kind of.
Yeah, and it doesn't work real. So Sam Elliott is looking at Prancer's cage and searching for answers because he's finally giving a shit as a father, I guess. Mm-hmm. And the cop comes up to him and is like, "Hey, well, we'll see you at the party later at your house." And Sam Elliott's like, "What? There's a party at my house?" And so it's revealed that this cop ruined a surprise, and there's supposed to be like a haha moment of like this dumb cop, but who's throwing a surprise party at Sam Elliott's house and not telling him that it's happening?
Yeah, that's real shitty.
Like,
unless it's an on your lawn singing party for your sick daughter. You should tell him.
Even if it is an on the lawn singing party for a sick daughter, be like, "Hey man, we really think this would cheer up Jessie. Can we come by Saturday? Does Friday work better for you? Are you going to be home at 7:00? Does she need to see another doctor?" Like, any number of questions that can be answered by Sam Elliott, who is the father of this child, or like, what kind of cookies does she like? We're all going to bring her some cookies or whatever. I feel like he should be involved and the child should be surprised, not the whole family.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And so the little girl is in bed and she hears the singing outside. And again, Cloris Leachman is there, which you somehow missed.
I know, and I loved Cloris Leachman in this movie.
But do they have the heart-to-heart before or after the singing?
Who?
Sam and the daughter.
I think it's like during the singing.
Okay, so maybe in any case, he comes and has like this heart-to-heart conversation with her. And you probably did not notice this, but I was super bored and was just like looking for details. He has a can of Skol in his back pocket.
Shut up.
Yep, it's very visible round in his back pocket when he sits down. So I am almost positive that this movie would never have shown that. So I think that was just Sam like getting into character. And I liked like catching that little glimpse of thing because there's no way that was part of the character. He's not chewing during the movie that we ever.
In the 80s, it might have been.
Yeah, but we don't. I'm saying in the movie you never see him spitting. Like he's never dipping. So I'm assuming it's just like a little that like he was finding that character like, oh, this guy's a dipper, or maybe Sam just dipped in real life at that time. I guess that's also 100% possible. That is probably the more like he seems like a cowboy, so probably the truth there. I guess
he is a cowboy.
He is. Sam is a legend, obviously. So crying during this heart-to-heart, which was kind of sweet. I'll be honest. This was a nice moment in this movie. It was a decently written conversation of like, hey, I'm sorry life is shitty right now. I love you kind of thing.
So he decides, hey, we have to get Prancer to that mountaintop like we told Santa we would.
Yeah.
Your daughter has a probably severe concussion.
Easily broken ribs.
Maybe internal bleeding.
Yep. A lacerated spleen, something like that.
It's probably like wet sounding when she breathes.
Yeah, that raggedy gasp.
You really shouldn't be And his sister-in-law is like, Sam Elliott, what are you doing? The doctor says she can get up, but she probably didn't mean carry her around and take her to the fucking hilltop to set a deer free.
Right.
And he goes, I think I know what my daughter needs. No, you're not a doctor. You're a farmer.
There's also a scene where he says, yeah, she's real sick. She's not even listening to her Christmas records. No.
My daughter plays Christmas records year round.
So this is super out of the ordinary. So
Oh, Sam.
they chase Prancer, or not chase, but they follow Prancer down this like.
No, they put him. I thought they put him in the truck.
Yeah, but they let him out, and they're like following him down this path. And Prancer starts galloping, and they're like trying to catch him. And they get to the edge of the cliff, and the footprints stop.
Just stop.
And I go, oh God,
Bag of soup.
bag of soup. This guy's
Look over. I wanted them to look over the edge. It's just like legs all like legs flat,
tongue out.
tongue out, bag of soup.
Like, oh man,
It's like 4 breadsticks sticking out of a soup bowl.
because this movie has been this dark for this long that I'm like, you know what? Maybe they do have the ultimate FU ending of just like the deer's dead and the little girl cries on the way home and knows that Christmas isn't real, like
It has to
a
be.
Charlie Brown type show.
There you go.
And instead, Sam Elliott's like, no, I think he flew out of here for sure.
I bet he did. And then we see like a shooting star go up to Santa's sleigh as it crosses the moon, and happy ending. Blah,
A little
blah, blah.
swirl of light, and that's the end of it. And so the thing that you're leaving out there, though, is Santa comes by with his reindeer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a hole missing where Prancer's supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean the town's Christmas display is somehow cosmically connected to Santa?
Like, maybe.
Like, is it imbued with the spirit of Santa magically? And so whatever happens with that is like happens in real life with Santa? Is it like a voodoo doll for Santa and his reindeer?
Oh, I bet it is.
It could be.
It makes it more interesting.
I know.
But a lot of things make this more interesting.
Well, it's a pretty bad movie, so it's not easy. It's not hard to do that.
Roger Ebert loved this little girl.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What did he say?
He said, what really redeems this movie, taking it out of the category of kiddie picture and giving it a heart and gumption, is the performance by a young actress named Rebecca Harrell as Jessica. She's something. She has a troublemaker's look in her eye and a round pixie face that's filled with mischief, and she's smart. A plucky schemer who figures out things for herself and isn't afraid of her convictions.
I mean, as we've said before, I'm not real big on child actors. I think
No.
she is probably in the upper half of child actors.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think she ruins this movie, but I also think it's just...
I mean, she ruins it for me.
But it's like, it's just not smart to make your movie have to be carried by an 8-year-old. Like, that's a stupid...
And a non-speaking deer.
Right. Like,
Why wasn't the deer? Why wasn't Sam Elliott the voice of the deer?
Right. Or just have the deer talk. Like, or do, like, have another person involved in this. You know, it just is... It's hard to have a movie. It's the same problem we had with Battle for Endor. Like, the deer is the same as Wicked. It's just a thing.
Yeah, it's just an object.
So that's a little bizarre. I mean, overall, I didn't hate this, but I did. As we've established before, I really don't care for Christmas movies because they're all the same. Like
They usually fall into one of two categories. It's either busy businesswoman or busy businessman, or someone becomes Santa.
Well, I mean, all of them are. Someone doesn't get the spirit of Christmas, and by the end of the movie has achieved the spirit of Christmas. But I have the spirit of Christmas, so I don't want to watch some shithead like learn to be just a normal person. Like, if you don't like Christmas, you're probably not a person I like hanging out with.
Okay, I can see that.
There's not a whole lot of things at this time of year that are pleasant. Being around your friends and family should be one of them. You know, either get better friends or spend less time with your family. Like, just, you know, something in there.
Yeah, there's something to do here.
Yeah. But in any case, we should do everybody's favorite segment. Hot tag tagline. You got one? Hot tag tagline.
Prancer? No, sir.
Prancer. Wait, is there a witch in this movie? So, since this is a movie like Roadhouse that stars Sam Elliott, we have to bring back the people's favorite segment, Mom's Man Crush Minute. To figure out how this version of Sam Elliott fits into the grand scheme of Sam Elliott's. And I'm curious because this is like Sam Elliott in full-on, you know, dad-father mode. If that brings him up higher or in your eyes than my favorite Sam Elliott, long hair, ass kicker in Roadhouse. So it's already been established that your favorite Sam Elliott is the one from, what's that movie called? Mask, that's right.
Yes.
So where on the continuum of attractive level for Sam Elliott does Prancer rank?
Well, I'm kind of a all-around girl, so he's such a horrible father in this, and Andrew was defending him that he's broke, but he's just not nice. He's cutting a branch off the tree, and she comes up and he said, I had a moment like, oh, he's okay, because he said, well, how was it, the Christmas concert?
Right.
And she excitedly told him about it, and he didn't pay a single attention to what she was saying.
He gave no shits, is how we would refer to that.
No, and so he isn't charming or endearing in any way in this. So it kind of like, I'm glad I hadn't seen this before, because it would have killed it. But yeah, I'm hoping, I didn't see the whole thing, and I'm hoping he redeems himself in the end.
Well,
but
it is a Christmas movie. I think you could fairly easily predict where that direction is headed.
And did it say how long his wife had been gone? Because I'm sure he's still grieving.
They do not establish that at all.
Okay, so that's kind of like, you got to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, but his children are grieving as well. So I'm disappointed in the father figure.
Absolutely.
Essentially, it's long enough that Lex from Jurassic Park doesn't think twice about saying there's no God or no heaven.
Right.
To the girl who lost her mother. So it's been that long.
She could just be a dumb kid, though.
Right. I think kids just don't take that sort of thing into consideration.
Yeah, but if my best friend's mom died within the last year, I wouldn't be talking about heaven or God at all.
I think you haven't met that many jerkwad atheists. Maybe she's just a young jerkwad atheist. So
I don't think she's the main antagonist in God Is Not Dead Trip.
Professor Dummy. Okay, so if Mask is a 10,
right,
and I think we established,
I'd say Roadhouse. What did I say? That's like a 7.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say I couldn't remember where we put it. So where does Prancer Sam Elliott with the short hair, mustache is there in full force, obviously doing the Carhartt farmhand thing.
He's got like scruffy facial hair, so not an attractive scruffy facial hair. It's like a 4 or 5 because of his character in the movie.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for.
I still say he should have been the male figure in The Bridges of Madison County. Every time I watch that movie, I think Sam Elliott should be here.
I think Clint is probably the only one who disagrees.
I know, but he shouldn't have picked himself.
Well, stay tuned for more Clint Eastwood soon, maybe. Thank you for joining us on this week's Dissecting the 80s.
Look forward to hearing what you guys say about it.
Great. Thanks, Bob. So, as with last week, I think we're both not recommending this.
Yeah.
It's easily attainable. As I said, it's on ABC Family, so if you're curious, you can watch it. There are worse Christmas movies than this. This is certainly better than your direct-to-TV Hallmark Drek by a wide margin. It's way more competently made than that. It's almost Christian, which makes it a little weird for me. It's like very close to being a Christian film, so that's...
Yeah, it's close, but not quite into that threshold.
Right, but with like a few tweaks to the writing, you could have made this a Christian-based Christmas movie.
Maybe there is no God.
That should have been your tagline.
It's just the Prancer.
Maybe there is no God.
Oh, no, I was just going to do the slurp.
Oh. Obviously, the best 80s Christmas movie is Die Hard. I will accept no arguments.
Christmas Vacation.
Well, Gremlins is the 80s, too.
That's true. There's the top 3.
I double featured Gremlins and Die Hard last weekend, and they go together surprisingly well.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good combo. Let's not get down Die Hard riddles. In any case, I think that about wraps it up for us. Merry Christmas. I hope it's a wonderful time for you and your loved ones.
Yeah.
We put this out
Merry Christmas.
early enough that you should be able to listen to it while you're traveling if you need it. Don't forget to rate us on iTunes, and we'll read it on the show. That should be your Christmas present to us. If you're listening to the show, take the 2 minutes of your time. I know it's a thing you got to do. It takes time, but 2 minutes, review us on iTunes, and we'll read it on the air, hoping to get a batch of them when we return.
It's free.
It is free, and all it takes is 2 seconds of them. Wouldn't you like to help your favorite 80s podcast?
In the arms of the angel.
Would you like to give the Dissectomaniacs a clue for next week?
The game is afoot. Don't you forget about me.
Dissecting the 80s is a Chum Some of This production. You know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen. You know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen. Did I fuck that up? Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. Okay. With me, as always. You're not going to say any holiday stuff? No? You good?
Oh,
you
yeah,
good? I just thought you might yes and.
I mean, it'd be nice if you gave me a heads up.
I just thought of that on the fly. I thought you might also want to say Merry Christmas to people.
Oh, well, again, pointing to me, gesturing
I just
to
thought
me.
you might come in. I was just giving you a moment to see if you'd take it.